Since we've been getting all kinds of emails about the types of gear that I've been using up here, I'll just give you a quick rundown on this. This particular guitar is a nylon string classical style guitar. So this is the traditional construction and materials that have been around for 400 or 500 years now. And this one is made by a brand called Esteve in Spain. I got this 10, 12 years ago, and they're still around and they still make guitars. This particular one is called the Zambra, but I don't know if they make this one anymore or not, but they do have a few others that are just as nice and nicer. This particular one has mahogany back and sides, Spanish cedar neck, rosewood fingerboard, and a cedar top. And so it's a lot more warm, mellow kind of sound than what you would get with other woods. And this is one of the traditional ways of making them. They can also be made with rosewood and even spruce. I mean, you see some flamenco guitars with that. But those are flamenco guitars, and classical guitars are slightly different in the specifications and the type of music you play. So again, this is a classical. Traditionally they had gut strings before we had synthetic materials. Now we have nylon strings. The top three are just straight up nylon, and then these lower three are nylon with a steel winding around them, so they get a little bit more of a bright tone. And then these ones at the top can be dull or they can be bright depending on the tone you're trying to get. So you could have a nice round full tone, or differences in the classical guitar from most other guitars. The strings and the fretboard tend to be further apart and a little bit wider, and that enables you to hold down chords and move your other fingers around within those chords without hitting any of the other strings. And it's also better for your right hand because the strings aren't so close, so you can pluck them without accidentally running into the other ones in the right hand. Also in the left hand, since classical guitar requires the use of a lot of bar shapes, the radius of the fretboard is actually very flat. So we say it has a large radius, which translates into very, very flat fingerboard here. There's no rounding at all. So that makes it a lot easier for bar chords. And if you're holding a bar chord for a long time, it won't be quite as hard with a flat radius. Also on this guitar, some of the things you may have not noticed, when you're attaching the strings down at the end here, these ones are actually tied in a special loop here, each one in a knot. And so it's around the part of the bridge here and right over the saddle.
Is that a double secret probation sailor knot?
Yes, I learned this overseas. It's a highly technical knot. Actually, everybody that plays classical guitar sooner or later learns how to make this knot when you learn how to change your strings. So it's important.
It's like the initiation into classical guitar.
Yeah, you have to know how to change your strings, and not only that, but also how to make the knot. The rosette is very nice too. If you've never seen how they make these, go look around, maybe online or somewhere, see if you can find out, because it's very interesting. It's all these interesting little pieces of wood glued together, different colors in one long rod, and then they slice it in these very thin slices, like they made a sausage or something, and they're slicing off little sausage pieces, and then they line them up, and well, you should go look and find out for yourself. The classical guitar tends to be a little smaller than most steel strings as we know them, and again, this is the traditional shape for them, so it's not a really big body in order to be comfortable. You don't want to be holding something really big for long hours of playing. Just when you're practicing this for a long time, you want comfort. It does have a fairly deep body, though, which enables it to get really full, nice bass tone. These guitars generally are made with solid woods for the top, and they can have laminate or solid back and sides. And as you can imagine, for the nicer ones, the price is going to go up. So this particular one, like I said, about 10 years ago was around $700. So that's an average price. You can get them for a little bit less. Maybe used ones for even less than that, but for really nice ones, expect to spend at least that much, up to twice that much. And it's a worthwhile investment if you're going to be playing guitar, because these things will last forever. As far as you're concerned, if you treat it well, it'll be around as long as you are. So it could be a guitar you'll have your whole life, and classical guitar is where it's at if you're going to be playing fingerstyle. One of the reasons I like this guitar is because it's got a great range. It's got everything from really warm, fat lows to crisp, sparkly highs. For example, down in the low range, you can get really nice, full sounding. All the way to so, depending where you play, with the right hand, it's going to really affect the tone as well. So you could have a round tone here with a lot of bass, or back here you're going to get a more crisp, bright tone. And it's great for chords too. I mean, you can have bright sounding chords as usual, like I said, or you can have a nice warm, full sounding. It's great for almost any style of classical guitar as well as modern fingerstyle. So you can play just about anything on these. It's not going to sound old or classical. It just depends on what you're playing on it. So you could play modern style pieces, blues type things, or rock, or you can do the classical. Well, thanks for being with us and checking out the video today. I'm Tyler with Next Level Guitar. If you have time, stop by our site. We've got plenty more lessons, all kinds of classical, fingerstyle, blues, rock, almost anything you could want. Have a great day and rock on.